going on in Raid Shadow Legends, baby? Listen, if there's something about mobile games that we know, there's always plenty of drama for all the mamas out there. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, high elves, dark elves, and all you people that like to say Bloody Mary and the Mirror one too many times. Welcome to today's video where we are gearing up for the Sanguine. Actually, we're in the middle. We're at the beginning. Goodness gracious, words are very tough. At the beginning of the Sanguine Maria journey to unlock her. And let me tell you, people aren't too happy about some of the news that came up. But you know what people are happy about? My giveaway code. There's a link down below. QR code up above. You're a new player. What the heck are you doing? 4 free champions in your roster when you use it. If you're a new player, start a new account. I don't know. Get to it. Do it now. Or else Sanguine Maria might pay you an unfortunate visit. Anyways, I digress. You wouldn't do that, right? You wouldn't do that? Oh, man, do a little spin. Oh, my gosh, such a cool character. However, people went from having their brains twisted in cosmic proportions, yours truly one of them, when reading her kit, to being wowed, and then now we're being zowed as Polarium. We're going to go over all this here in a moment, the Fusion event calendar. If you are still worthy, or I should say brave enough to go on the journey for Sanguine Maria, because as you can see, here's where the big mad comes in. Ooh, that's a lot of poo-poo emojis going on here. Ooh, hold on. Can you scoot me over there for a second? Ooh, that's a lot of middle fingers going on there as well. Ooh, big mad in Raid Shadow Legends, where it looks like Sanguine Maria is doing way better than anticipated. Listen, if you've been playing Star Wars Galaxy Heroes with me, listen, there's no mobile game that's immune from this stuff. Although I will say, it feels like Galaxy of Heroes, they bring out more characters and units that end up being like, oh, sorry guys, we didn't test it. We'll have to fix it later. I don't see it as much in Raid, but it still happens here. Check it out, because this is very important. If you were someone going for Sanguine Maria and you didn't know about this, well, now you're about to know. Upcoming adjustments for Sanguine Maria. Hey, Raiders. We have an important update about the champion of the current mixed fusion event, Sanguine Maria. We acknowledge that the mechanics of Sanguine Maria do not work according to the role we intended for this champion. Basically, they want her just to be an arena champion. Due to almost incessant series of strikes that she is able to deliver with her A1 to bosses, she can deal with high-level PvE content much more easily than she's supposed to, all the while receiving minimal, if any, assistance from other champions. She was able to solo so many dungeon bosses, and people are like, okay, she's on my radar. I appreciate they're doing this now rather than after, but my fear is maybe a lot of people didn't get the memo on this. Anyways, continuing on. Even though she needs to be built in a very specific way, the show's spectacular PvE performance, it was really we're talking top single-digit players are probably gonna be able to pull it off. It puts her too much out of line with the role we initially designed her for. So, here are the adjustments they're planning on making, all while aiming to retain her value for arena-like encounters. Here's what this says. Maria's skills will be changed in the following way. Her A1 won't grant her an extra turn when fighting bosses. Well, that sucks. And the damage multiplier for A1 will be significantly decreased. Okay. Her passive will decrease the receive damage to a lesser extent when fighting bosses compared to its current effect. So you know how bosses always have these conditions it can't be more than 10% the max HP, something like that. They're applying it to her, so they're nerfing her for those bosses. So instead of being buffed like raid bosses have, no, we're nerfing her against bosses. So if all goes well, we plan to activate the described changes in a week or two. Well, unfortunate. I mean, I guess to be fair, when we initially did the read on the character, it's all right, she's really gonna be an arena design champion, right? I think this was definitely kind of out of left field, unexpected. It's kind of sucky that even though it's a very small percentage of people that might be able to pull this whole cool dungeon soloing thing off, they got to go in there and nuke it. But I guess at the minimum, at least they're telling us before, because this might be the deciding factor for you not to do what we're about to talk about, the Sanguine Maria Fusion event calendar. We got to go over this, some nuance that you probably should be made aware of. So before we do that, now you know the business on what's going on here, and we have some summoning events coming on that we kind of gotta give, I guess, my 2 cents on how I would recommend navigating all of this here. So all right, So if you're still here, that means you're probably interested in going for Sanguine Maria still. Well, gotta make sure you take it easy because they are loading this up with a lot of summoning type of events. But you might be able to skip out on one to bring it in more in line with the usual 2 that we expect for these fusions, right? Usually there's 2 summoning events of some sort. Anyways, Sanguine Maria, here are the total amount of shards, fragments you are gonna need here. In total, there are 450, but you only need 400, 100 per epic champion. And before you start, summoning these guys, there's something very important we're going to talk about. You can skip out on 50, and it really comes down, in my opinion, to how you interact with the hero's path and the summon rush that's going to be starting up actually, later on today, right? I don't think is it up right now? Hold on. Gary, pull it up. I pull up. Where is it? Let's check it. Is it already? Oh, yeah, it's already here. Well, look at that. Well, here's the thing. There are 25 in here, but you might be able to skip out on this if you are planning to do a little bit more on the hero's path. And on that note, I want to make sure we get up ahead before we start talking about all these different events. We know that Leonardo is a hero's path. It is not this hero's path. Again, more big mad, huge upset, drama. My guess is Leonardo, because I think all the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle stuff ends around November 13th. I think that's what they said. I'm pretty certain it's the week after all this stuff is done. You'll get your Leonardo. But I want to make it clear, if you're planning on doing this because you're hoping this hero's path is Leonardo, it is not. My guess is that it's, well, besides the fragments here, there are going to be 75 in total. My guesstimation is maybe a soul for Raphael, maybe Sanguine Maria, maybe April potentially. So likely that's what it's going to be. But anywho's, you have 450, 50 you could skip out on. I would recommend, if you can, avoid doing all the Summon Rush, Heroes Path, and the Champion Chase Tournament. I definitely recommend doing the Champion Chase Tournament if you're going for Sanguine Maria. And this is where I would recommend, when you get all the fragments for these champions, don't summon them until the Champion Chase Tournament. That's a lot of points right there that you can make towards that progress to bag the last 25 from the summoning based event. So big tip right there, save these, don't open them up right away. The Summon Rush, from what I'm seeing right now, there's some decent champions associated with the Summon Rush if you wanted to go for it right now. Here, pull it up real quick. What do we have going on here? We got, for example, a chance to get Leonardo, right? Tahanarak is great. She was actually a free champion being given away for a while, and people are like big mad about that one. So there's some good champions if you're feeling a bit lucky. Oh yeah, heck yeah, we're bagging that. Or if you want to go ahead and here, I have Wixwell. Yeah, I got him recently. Incredibly important for characters like Titus Blackplume. Helicath, I love this guy. He's awesome. Freyja, I actually just built her up recently. Love her. So again, all these are fantastic champions if you're feeling like you want to get a little bit luckier. King Kinagashi, very important for Shadowkin Revivers. Anyways, I'm going to tell you this. I'm planning on skipping out on this Summon Rush, and I'm planning on putting a bit more effort in the Hero's Path. You're going to have to interact with the Hero's Path one way or another, it seems like. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to skip out on Summon Rush, go for obviously the Bear 25, and probably go for another 25 to make up for that Summon Rush and kind of capitalize on whatever else is associated with this, which is probably going to be a soul for some of the characters that I have or plan on having in the upcoming future. So that's at least what I'm planning on doing for right now. But yeah, it's basically kind of corner. I think the way to look at this Hero's Path, they're kind of making it like another Gear Hunter or Dungeon Divers, right? You could go for artifacts, and let's just say maybe you could do this where you go for the Summon Rush now. You do bare minimum for the Hero's Path, getting to 25, and maybe just farm artifacts, right? Treat it like a Dungeon Divers, farm some stuff. Okay, all right, that might be a solution if you want to do that. But for me, if I have to open up shards, I don't want to do 3 separate events. I'd rather just cut that Summon Rush out that we have right now entirely, kind of double my effort for the Hero's Path, and then I will go ahead for that Champion Chase Tournament. But after you've heard of everything today, right? You see that there's no Leonardo for this Hero's Path right now. You see that Sanguine Maria's getting a bit of a nerf to her kit. If you're not looking for another solid arena champion, and you're making sure you're getting ready for Leonardo, which is likely going to happen My guess is a week after Sanguine Maria's event is over, this could be something you maybe hold off on. Oh, I think she's a really cool character. I like the design. She's kind of interesting. I don't know if people are going to be too crazy about feeling like they have to keep track to make sure they're always timing out in threes, right? So, it's gonna come down to individual preference here. But hey, as I always say, if you're gonna do it, make sure you will responsibly. Make sure you use your resources responsibly. If you are doing this, even free to play, and you know what? I'm excited to get it. It's such a cool design. At the end of the day, it's got that gotta catch 'em all mentality I have with these Hero Collector games. I want it, and I'm gonna get it. And I'm in a very good spot for Leonardo. I've been a good boy with my Sacred Shards, and it's like, all right, I could spoil the urge a little bit, So we'll see how it goes. So likely no Whaler fail this weekend, unless we have that Heroes Path or that Champion Chase tournament come next week. But nonetheless, don't you worry. Even though we might not be pulling these shards for this weekend, oh, you better believe. I'm feeling it. RNG. What are we thinking? RNGesus. All right, we might be getting something good. Although I will say, I was slightly tempted to do the Summon Rush. Maybe getting a chance at Leonardo. But I already depleted my Void Shards for this past Champion Chase tournament that we had for the Shredder Red Star. No regrets. And you know what? You're not going to have any regrets if you use my link down below. Scan the QR code up above. If you're a new player and you're still watching, what are you doing? Use the link down below. Scan the QR code. You'll get 4 champions in your roster. The best giveaway code for new players confirmed by me, myself, and I. Do I need to convince you any more beyond that? I didn't think so. Thank you so much for stopping by. Leave a like, comment down below, subscribe so you're not missing a thing, and always remember, it's great to be in the Empire today.